Ah, mate. Just another day in the life of a Newcastle United fan. Um, what is there to expect? I mean, I'm not even that pissed off, to be fair. I mean, now a point against Fulham is actually deemed as a good result. I know that is crazy. A point against Fulham that have just been promoted against Newcastle United is seen as a good thing. I mean, go figure. Go figure. There will be people joining me, but I thought I'd just get the ball rolling as people start to come in and kind of dissect that performance against Fulham that are newly promoted. Again, I must say it again. Newly promoted Fulham against Newcastle United, who've been in this league for a while now, and that is deemed as a good point. Jake straight in there saying poor performance first half, but let's not be fickle. They're staying up. That's all the owner wants. So we can't call for Bruce's head. Need to stay behind the manager and team. We have a game in hand also. Joining me first off is M. Long time no see, brother. How you doing?
40, I'm good, man. How's it going?
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually quite fortunate I didn't see most of that game. But I've just seen the scoreline, and I was just saying to myself and whoever's listening that we're a point against Fulham is probably deemed as a good thing, and that's not even me trying to banter. That's just me seeing as realistic. I mean,
Yeah,
what's your
yeah. Yeah, you know what? Before the game, Ford, I'll be honest with you. Before the game, I said, look, if we get a point out of this game, that would be a good result for us because I
mm,
just knew the type of game that will be today. And it's exactly how I called it. Like, there was absolutely I didn't see no positive. The first half was like, we just cannot dominate the ball. We cannot dominate a game from start to finish. I've never ever seen that under Bruce. Never ever.
mm,
Midfield always gets bypassed. That's a massive, massive problem for us. The midfield. Playing 4-4-2. Fulham absolutely. The ran is ragged in that first half. Um, Talking about the midfield, I think they've got a midfielder called Anguissa that Fulham had.
yeah.
He's exactly the type of midfielder that we need. Oh, but after they went down to 10 men, I thought Wolves playing with 10 men.
We're
Literally.
playing with 10 men at home. That's a joke thing about it. 10 men against at home, and again, if we didn't have that, we would be coming away with nothing. So that's why I say at the start again that we're lucky to come away at home with a point against Fulham, who've been just
Yeah.
newly promoted. It's not like we've got a point against Liverpool, who won the Champions League and everything else. No, against Fulham, who've just come up in the Championship.
But for these, it's the same every single week. We can be playing against Man City at the Etihad. We can be playing against Liverpool. We can play against West Ham or Fulham. We'll play exactly the same. 10 men behind the ball, and we don't even counter. So we just inviting pressure on time and time and time again. You know, Fulham, they play football at the back. It's a perfect opportunity to press them, force them to make mistakes and be on the front foot. We just cannot play like that under Bruce. I don't know why. I just love to know what his tactics were, so-called tactics, or his team talk was before the game. I'd love to know what he said to those players. And plus, let's not forget, we had a tonking against Leeds a few days ago. So I was expecting a reaction at home against Fulham. So
So
it was
against two
frustrating.
newly promoted sides in the space of a week, not even a week, in what, 4 days or whatever, we've got 1 point against two newly promoted sides. But
It's not good enough.
well, bearing in mind, we probably spent the most amount of money, or probably the most amount of sides that we have in a while. Bruce has had the luxury of bringing in players not only last season, but obviously this season as well. And against two newly promoted sides, we've got 1 point, and we
It's
shipped
not
in
good enough.
6 goals.
Yeah, it's absolutely shocking. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. We look at the league table, sitting on 18 points. You know, a mutual fan would look at it and think, oh, yeah, Newcastle doing all right. But how we've got 18 points, I just do not know. I do not know.
Yeah.
Another thing, imagine being a mutual fan, right? You know, West Ham fan, for example, Saturday night, a game of football's on, and Newcastle playing. They must hate us with the type of football that we play. So bad, so bad.
I,
And like I
I,
say,
I get ripped about it all the time. Like, oh, you play so negative. I've got no comeback. I've literally got
yeah,
no comeback.
you can't.
All I can say is it's like, yeah, I know. You know, we play terrible football for the players that we've got, that we've brought into the club. I mean, we'll get onto this guy in a minute, obviously the missing man, but the players that we've got at the moment, it's crazy to think that we play so negative.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you look at our players individually, you know, could be a potentially exciting team if we have a pretty decent manager. You know, like I
Mm,
said, we've got good individual players, but
mm.
you know, 4-4-2, I'm not a fan of that. We don't have a midfield, you know, sitting back trying to play on the counter. We don't even have a counter attacking force. It's just literally, it's so frustrating to watch. And like you said, two promoted teams, 1 point. It's the same every season. You know, last season, the team that was getting tonked every week was Norwich. You know, I don't
Yeah.
think we even scored against them last season. I think we drew both games 0-0 or whatever. The season before that, I think it was Villa. That was getting beat every single week. We didn't beat them. It's just we cannot dominate a game of football, and it's just frustrating to watch. Like, you know what? I'm not surprised. You know, I'm not angry because I was expecting that kind of performance today. There's nothing. I wasn't expecting anything less than what happened today. Rather
I
than
think
get a point.
he's got some headphones in because he's bopping away like, you know, he's just won the lottery.
You know what? You know, I've learned you
What?
can't get upset about something you know that's going to happen. You just can't get upset about it. Like,
You remind me of that roll safe meme, like when he's tapping his head. You can't get upset about
you know, the beauty. I love this sit back, hit him on the counter thing we got going on. That's just amazing football. We let Fulham dominate possession in our own house.
Hey,
Yeah, we let man come to the yard.
Where's the counter?
I don't worry about
There's
that,
no
man.
counter.
It's a work in progress, Emeka. You man are impatient.
it's working. It's gonna come one day. It might not happen tonight. It might not happen the next game, but it's gonna happen. Is that what you're trying to go down from me? Yeah.
Listen, yeah, as long as we have Sean Longstaff running that midfield the way he does,
Oh my god.
we're gonna be fine, man.
You
know what? I watched the game today, and once again, Fulham, West Brom, who do we play? Leeds. We literally just watch them pass around us. We literally let them get crosses into the box. My only question is this: I get it. You know, football's about spells. When are we gonna get our spell going? When's that gonna happen? When am I gonna watch it? They were down to 10 men. You know, we didn't even knock the ball up. We didn't look excited.
No. They had 10 minutes from me.
Yeah.
Along the screen, right? Red card 62. So a good half an hour to get not one but 2 goals. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I thought they were going to score.
That's crazy.
We were so lucky. You know, to be fair, the move that got the penalty was probably the best thing we did all game. It was just out of nothing. And we got a red card. So out of nothing, we don't deserve nothing from this game. We now have an opportunity to actually get 3 points. And what do? Nothing. We are the worst team. This is the worst team I've seen. This is the worst Newcastle I've seen in my life. Like, it's the worst. Performance after performance after performance of trash. It's terrible. Like, what the hell is going on?
Oh, Statman Keith, what are you telling me? Evening, lads. Very disappointing result. I can't see Newcastle United picking up any points until they play Sheffield United on 12th of January. It could be worse. We could be Arsenal, who've lost 7 of their last 10. But the thing is, though, we could laugh at Arsenal, yeah? But you know they'll full well pick up an FA Cup. That's their minimum standard. Our minimum standard is 10th or mid-table. That's where we are at. Do you know what I'm saying? Chalk and cheese. You've also got a welcome back there, M. Shout out from Statman. Keep saying welcome back. So shout out to you, Statman Keep, as always. Anthony Darling, it's shocking that Bruce can't get a tune out of the players he's got at his disposal. Now, I got to get into this, man. Where is my man, ASM? Where is he, bro?
Something's happened there. Something's happened. You know what? What I don't understand, I get, you know, I get with the COVID stuff, they're trying to, you know, protect some of the players, you know, not shout out that, you know, these players got COVID, this, that, the other. But come on, give us something. Give us something. Tell us whether ASM is actually. I know he got injured, didn't he, before this COVID outbreak came? But I heard it was just a minor injury. Something has happened. It's
Well,
obvious.
they're saying that Lascelles and ASM rumor have had a bust up, and I can kind of see that happening because Lascelles doesn't take no BS basically, and off the back of that, I think probably ASM is maybe spat his dummy out, so to speak, but it's not going to end well. We're going to lose one of our best players because of what? He doesn't like the formation that we play or whatever. I don't know, but
so what? So what? So what? ASM's not the issue. That's not the issue. We don't need ASM. That team is capable of playing good football with a sensible manager. We didn't have ASM when we had Rafa. We didn't have this squad when we had Rafa. So it's got nothing to do with ASM. Steve Bruce is a fucking idiot. Like, he's an absolute idiot. He's an imposter. How he got a footballing job at Newcastle is beyond me. Like, there's no football there. Fulham are bossing us at home. Who have Fulham got? I had to Google all their players. I've been playing FIFA all my life. God. I've never signed anyone from Fulham. What are we doing? It's a joke. Of course you'll have a boss up. Who wants to play under that? Sean Longstaff. I don't understand. Did you not watch the last game? Did you not watch the game before that? How did he start comfortably? Do you know what he brought to the game today? Absolutely nothing. You see that? What's the name of that Fulham midfielder? The black one. Can you say the black one? Anguissa was pulling our shorts down.
Yeah, literally.
I think Andrew mentioned it. You've mentioned it, Emmy. Like, everyone's mentioned this.
Every time he ran on the ball, I got turned on. That's how exciting that guy is. Who in Newcastle does that? Shelby doesn't even run, you know. After he plays a 40-yarder, my man don't cross the line, you know. There's no drive.
You know what? Talking about Sean Longstaff, it's a good point you make about him, because there's not once Rafa played Longstaff and Shelby in midfield. Those two do not work. Sean Longstaff, we need to make a decision on that. I think his contract is up, 18 months? So, you know, we need to either sell him or he needs to sign a new contract. We need to send him out on loan. He needs a whole season in the Championship. Look at
a whole season.
You look at Mason Mount, Harvey Barnes, James, Tammy Abraham. You can even put Jack Grealish in there last season. They've all had a whole solid season in the Championship. Look at them now. Longstaff is not ready for the Premier League, and you can just tell that. He thinks he's got so much time on the ball. How many times does he get robbed in midfield? It's dangerous. You can't get robbed in midfield, and players are running out of defence. He needs to. You can't play those in midfield. Yeah, John Shelby, man, he just doesn't run. He's got.
You know what? Yeah, we started the game well. As soon as Fulham found their feet, that was it for us. That was it. That was it. It's time to start watching. Of course they're gonna. Did you see the goal they scored? Did you see the goal they scored? That sums up your team, bro. When the goal is ricocheting off man's face into your neck, that sums up your team. It's a joke.
I don't think John Joe Shelby's ran since about 18. Do you know what I mean?
It doesn't run.
I don't know what we're saying to these players. I mean, look, judging by the lineup that we went with, it actually looks quite a strong lineup. Like Darlow, Yedlin made a start, Fernandez, Clark, Dummett come back, Ritchie obviously scored her own goal, Shelby, Longstaff, Almira Wilson, and Joe Linton. It's not the worst of sides that we put out. To think that you can't beat a Fulham, and I sound like I'm disrespecting Fulham, but we are the promoters, we are the side that's quote unquote established, and we can't beat a Fulham, bro. It's actually baffling to me.
But we didn't beat Brighton at home. So we don't deserve to beat them.
So,
but you know what, Clint? If you've been watching our performances, what gave you the inclination that we could beat Fulham? What?
Exactly. Yeah, nothing.
There's nothing there to. I knew we were going to play like this. I knew we were going to make hard work of this game. I knew it. Fulham were comfortable at our ground, but they were stepping on the couch.
You know what? It'll be interesting to see what Scott Parker says, because they deserve to win that game. How we got a draw today, I do not know. I think in interviews now, I'm going to watch it back. They deserve to win. We got lucky there to get another point today.
Pete's in the building again. Like Pete,
what's the going on, people?
Pete, what's good?
Yes, long time, brother. You're good.
Yeah. Good. This that stressful father life, you know that thing.
Oh, mate,
Pete, I'm gonna let you talk about it as well because obviously your new jumped in. I'm gonna go grab a drink and come back as well. But Pete, take it away, bro. Take it away.
Look, I know you guys are definitely been going hard right now.
Hey, if I see Bruce on road, it's gonna be a misunderstanding. I swear down.
Bruce is so lucky. There's no fans in that stadium today.
Honestly,
so lucky.
Honestly,
he'd have been gone 6 weeks ago if there were fans in the stadium. I'm sorry, like he's just, and you know what the frustrating thing about it is the guy knows it as well. He knows he's living on borrowed time. He knows he don't want to. He's loving the fact that Newcastle in up north are in tier 3 and they can't have fans back in the stadium. He's loving it because he knows as long as they're not in the stadium that he and the media, the local media, can maneuver it however they want to ensure that he doesn't get the stick that he deserves. Look, Emmy was right. As I came in, Emmy was right. We were lucky. We were lucky to get a point. We were extremely lucky to get a point from newly promoted Fulham, right, who have conceded 22 goals, right, in recent games, and who can't fucking hit a barn door in terms of goals. We had to gift them a goal today. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the frustrating thing about it. And played the last 30 minutes with 10 men. You know what I mean? Like, you can't.
We had 10 men. We played that. We had 10 men.
Hey, you know, every time they broke here, my heart jumped. You know, I thought,
See, honestly, 93rd minute when their midfielder, I think it was Aguisa, got the ball on the left-hand side and put inside, and I thought, oh my god,
here we go.
Hey,
not
Pete,
again.
I've seen 3 players from the opposing team that I'm thinking, how do we not have something like this in my team?
That Aguisa in midfield is a problem.
Almost killed us today. But I seen him do a 1-2. You see the 1-2 he did in the first half? They almost gave a penalty away. I put my head down like, bro, they're full of my 1-2 winners, you know.
Look, they've got a couple of players that I would definitely take. But look, I don't know what you guys' opinions are. You guys more welcome to say, but I've just got to be honest. Mitrovic is fucking shit, man.
Yeah.
He is shit.
He can't run, bro.
Hey, you know what?
He's worse than Shelby at running, you know.
You know what, yeah? You know what the maddest thing is here? The maddest thing is this, yeah? Fulham was so bad. That's why they couldn't beat us, you know. Yeah. That's how bad they are. Because we were there for the taking. We weren't putting up a fight. They just didn't have the quality. Those are the teams who look same as West Brom, same as Leeds, blood. Like these teams are not. They didn't outplay us. We just watch it happen.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, I was doing the other stream with Steve Rave's stream for the Match Day Live, and I said at just about 10 minutes to go before half time, I said just watch the team, and Fulham had the ball in their own half. And they were just passing it across the defence. And our team was set up halfway inside our own half. And it was a case of, right, Fulham, break us down. Hold on again. You're Fulham. Fulham is shit. Yeah. Right? It should be a case of we should be pressing the absolute crap out of them, right, and pushing them backwards. And it's that mentality. And you know what? We're going to do the same to Brentford. We're going to do the same to Man City, and we're going to do the same to Liverpool. And we're going to just shed a shed load of goals, right? Because we just invite pressure. I mean, it was at one point in the second half. It was one point just after they went down to 10 men. The possession thing came up. Even with 10 men, they still had 53% possession. With 10 men.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a massive problem, Pete. Like, when have you ever seen us dominate, not even dominate a game, have like a 20-minute spell where we'll put constant pressure on the opposition? I've never ever seen that under Steve Bruce. And we just have an inability to move the ball quickly, get the. If you're playing 4-4-2 with 10 men, the biggest thing you got to do is make the pitch wide, get chalk on the boots to the wingers, and move the ball quickly. We didn't do any of that.
That is the whole point of playing 4-4-2, though, isn't it? Is having your wingers wide and having 2 men in the box to be able to run in and cause havoc in there. That's the whole point of playing 4-4-2.
We're playing
And-
worse
and-
than last season.
Yeah, literally. We are.
But we've got more.
worse.
We've got more points at this stage, which is the most baffling thing
Yeah.
of it all. But if you look at it, you know, with a couple, if we'd have won today and with a couple of more points,
We've been
we
10.
could be sitting in the top 8. We could have been top 10 tonight with a win, and with a few other points, with a game in hand, we could have been sitting in the top 8. That's how
There's
weird
only
this
one
season's
game.
been.
There's only one game I'd give us this season that I was not expecting us to win, and we did, which was the Everton game. I was surprised we actually showed up against Everton. But, I mean, yes, the West Ham game, we were all excited. Hendricks got his first goal. We thought, yep, it's going to be a decent season. Then we got spanked by Brighton. And then since then, it's just been a case of we were lucky against Wolves, very lucky against Spurs, just up and down. And now it's the first time where it's literally down, down, down. So I don't care about this point. This was this was worse than the Leeds performance, simply because we were playing Fulham at home.
Yeah, you know, we're not playing against. Go on.
No, I was going to say that on your point, Bombi, we're going down, down, down. That was always going to happen. If you look at the stats, those games that were winning and drawing was bottom in chances created, shots on target bottom, shots against was more shots against. You know, Darlow's having a blinder every single game. It's not sustainable. It's always going to go that way.
Well, if you look at the last 2 games, though, Darlow, well, I say Leeds maybe to a certain extent, but today, Darlow was barely worked. He was barely worked today, but and what that should give you is that should give you confidence that we're having more of the ball or we're attacking them just as much. We weren't. We were just giving them possession, and they were just so shit they weren't doing anything with it. And that was just look. That team that we played today are like bound for relegation. But we've got to we need to be worried because we were equally as bad. And all it takes is a run like the next 3 Premier League games: Man City, Liverpool, Leicester, and then Arsenal to come up later on in January in the Premier League as well as the Cup. You know, you look at those 4 or 5 games, you think, if we lose them and the other teams are playing each other around them and picking up points, we could very, very quickly get dragged down into that relegation battle. And once we're down there, I don't think we're coming out. Honestly.
We're down. We're going to get dragged in. We're not going to be City, Liverpool, and Leicester. Not the way we play. If we give any of those half the possession that we give these average teams, they're going to make us pay. Salah's not hanging around for the 90th minute thinking we're going to counter them. That's not going to happen. Neither are City. We do this against City all the time. We park the bus against them, and Sterling just gets in behind us. So that's easy money for them. Leicester, watch Jose Perez revive his career when he plays us. Just watch that happen. Because we're going to line up. Right. Can you imagine letting Maddison the time and space that we let West Brom and Fulham have had against us? We're going to get 4-0 by half time.
And that's a worry. You know what made me laugh earlier on is obviously I was watching I imagine you guys watched the Palace Liverpool game, right? And you looked at it and you think, wow, they got hit for 7. I'm thinking their goal difference must be shattered. I looked at their goal difference. This is only one worse than us. For 7. Oh my god!
You know what? That 5 on the last game fucked us up, though.
Yeah,
we took 5 in the last game.
Yeah, it's true. But obviously we scored 2, so there's only like a 3 difference. But like, I'm thinking, we must be like 5 or 6 better off goal difference. We're like 1 behind them. I'm thinking, oh my god, what the hell is going on here?
I know, Pete. That can happen to us. You know, that can easily happen to us because our biggest problem is this. When we go down, I don't even have the confidence that we can go on ahead and bring it back. Against Fulham today, I'm telling you now, if they didn't have that 10 men, I was thinking to myself, there's no way we can score. They're probably going to go and get another goal. Because we were so bad.
Yeah.
Joe Linton isn't trash, you know. Joe Linton is booty. Twerking booty. I'm talking slide a $2 note between the ass cracks. Booty. Tired of that guy, man. Him and Nathan gone. Fuck off. I'm tired of them.
You know what I'm tired of? I'm tired of fans on social media bigging Joe Linton up because he had a half decent game against Palace. Since Palace, he's been absolutely dog shit. He was dog shit against West Brom. He was dog shit against Leeds, and he was dog shit again today. You are not, and we said it on the other chat before. you are not going to get anything special out of Joe Linton for the 6 years that he's here at this club. You are going to get the odd decent performance, not great performance, decent performance, and then you're going to get 7-8 games of absolute shit. And that's just the reality. But I just wanted to ask you guys, I don't know what your opinion was. Like, obviously, we had two new fullbacks in place today in Yedlin and Dummett. How do you guys think they got on?
I think the team is shit. The team is shit. There's no individual. There's nothing to be excited about because the team is shit. And here's the thing: with Dummett, you're gonna get a solid performance. I like Dummett. I feel like he's been a good servant for the club, but I don't care. I don't care because nothing's happening. Yedlin, again, you could tell he was rusty because he gave the ball away a couple of times, but he had the speed to keep up. But like I'm saying, there's no difference. It's not about Kraft, Yedlin, or Mankilo or the left back position. Bruce cannot line up a team. So you've got these players who are dying to express themselves, but no leadership. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
That's the problem. So they're all good players. I don't care who we start. Remember we said the other time, Pete, we might as well start Yedlin. What's the worst that could happen? It doesn't matter who starts. We can play Atsu right now, Mecca, We can bring Atsu back into the fold, and you won't see a difference.
No. That's already bad enough watching that. Playing that game, that would top me over the edge, man.
No, we're definitely, when you said that, we're definitely looking at each other going, nah, that's one too many right now. That's one too many. You might as well just throw Sarve into that discussion. if you're gonna go that far, you throw Sarve in, Gouffron and Riviere back into the mix. You know what I mean?
But Pete, don't you think the team's deteriorating somehow? Like our players, they don't look like, they just don't look good.
No, of course. You know why? It's because our main player, the main man, the main creator, Alan Saint-Maximin, is not there. And look, he's hit and miss. He hasn't had a great season so far. In the run up to him missing or going AWOL, he wasn't playing well. But look, he gives you something. He would have given us something today that would probably have helped us win the game. And that's the key. That's what we haven't got right now. We haven't got that. And the sooner he comes back and the sooner it's established what the hell is going on with him, because there's, like I say, that we talked about it yesterday, in fact, that there's talk of fans seeing him out and about in Newcastle. There's talk today that he was on a plane last night and he's in France at the moment. He's gone back to France and there's some sort of standoff. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what's going on at the moment with him. And I think the quicker that's established and the quicker he's back in the team, the better we will be as a team. But talking about players, individual players, obviously we absolutely hammered Sean Longstaff on Wednesday, and rightly so, because the guy was dog. How do you think he got on today?
I mean, I was just saying, like, I said before, Rafa never played Shelby and Longstaff in midfield, and today was a reason why those two cannot play together in midfield. There's not enough legs in that midfield today. In Sean Longstaff performance today, I think was bad. I don't think there was an improvement from the other night. I said before, he needs a season on loan in the Championship. Like, he's just not there's a massive decision needs to be made about him. Like, I think his contract is up in 18 months, isn't it? So, So we need to either sign him a new contract, or if we sign, sell him. It seems like his mind is elsewhere. It seems like he doesn't want to be here. And I think there was talk about him getting a new agent and him linking in with Spurs. I read something like that.
He's got like I can't remember the guy's name, but he's one of the top agents out there in Europe. He's assigned to that company, and there was talk about him, this agent, getting him moved to Tottenham or something. Part of him signing on the deal. What do you think?
I was just going to say, he just doesn't look focused to me. Doesn't look focused. His mind's not with Newcastle United. I don't think personally.
And Miggy, what do you think, Fonty? I don't think Miggy looks focused. No. I think they're all kind of in and out, but they don't look. They know where they're going. They don't know there's a clear plan here. They're all trying to figure it out. There is no direction.
See, I was kind of in a different mindset. I actually thought Longstaff did better today. I actually thought he broke up the play better. We asked Statman Keith to find out his pass completion, after the Leeds game, and it was like 47.2%, which was just absolutely shocking. I got him on the other stream to do his pass completion for today, and it was 84%. So it was a massive improvement off Wednesday. And I actually thought he made a couple of important interceptions. But again, the midfield looked weak because he's got Shelby playing next to him. And I think Shelby was the biggest problem. And I think, Emmy, you mentioned it. Those two cannot play together. But I think Shelby's the biggest problem in that. But I do agree with what you're saying, though, in that his mind doesn't look in it. And I've got to be honest, if he wasn't considered a homegrown player in our squad, because we need four in our squad every season. And you've got him, you've got Dummett, you've got Matty Longstaff, and you've got is there one other? Andy Carroll. Yeah. So you've got the four there. And I think that's the only reason why we haven't yet sold him on. Because I think if someone bids a decent amount of money in the summer, I think he'll go. And I think Newcastle will be happy to sell him. But I think because of what we need him for in terms of the squad, I think that's why we're holding on to him right now. So I think you like that. It's a spot on point. Clint, 40, add something in, man. What do you want to say? Do you want to get into this? Sean Longstaff, I just asked the guys what they thought about his performance today, whether it was better at Leeds.
I don't want to tear the Longstaff's a new one, bro. I want to look forward because otherwise we'll have no one left. I mean, we can leave that to Bumby. I see a question from Statman Keith, as always, dropping them gems. He's saying, lads, which Brentford players are you most worried about in the 40 derby on Tuesday night? As everyone knows, I'm a die-hard Brentford fan. I'm only coming here just for
get out of it, man.
Poor Derby, you know.
Poor Derby.
I'll be honest with you guys.
Make or break our season.
The Ford Fiesta Derby. You were talking about the Ford Fiesta Derby.
The Ford Cup. Hey, I'll be honest with you, yeah. I could care less about the Carling Cup. We're not going to win it. It's just a waste of a fixture for us. When we play a decent team like Tottenham or Man City, we're gonna put a red carpet down and tell them to show us how to play great football. And then Bruce is gonna come in the press conference and say they're a great side, aren't they? So I don't give a shit about that. I'm worried about the league because it looks like we're gonna struggle this season, especially if we keep playing like this. Part of me wanted to carry on so that hopefully we can sack Bruce maybe by the second week in January. He needs to go. It doesn't matter what Newcastle do for the next 2 to 3 years. If Bruce is at the helm, we're either going to get relegated or we're going to kill him. And I'd rather he just left. So the Carling Cup game can come and go. I don't care. We probably win on penalties because we're so shit. And then what we're going to do is lose again on that weekend. We got 3 killer games coming up and we're going to lose. So they can have the Carling Cup. It's nothing to be excited about because I don't want Bruce to get any kind of joy or I got to the semi-finals. Fuck that. Not interested.
Tell us how you really feel from me. Come on, tell us.
We're not going to win it. We're not going to win it. There's no way you can play the way you play in the league and expect to win a trophy like that. There's no way. It's just going to break our hearts again. We're going to get gassed up for a quarterfinal and get spanked by Brentford. He's going to come and say, I thought we gave as good as we get. And fuck that, man. Pissed off, man. I've been watching shit football for almost 3 months now in a pandemic.
You know what?
Win. I don't care. It's a win-win. If Newcastle win, great. If Brentford win, listen, Newcastle have been losing since the test of time, so it doesn't really matter, man. So
they can have that. I just wanted to get sacked.
For me, I obviously I want us to get through. I want us to get through in the semi-final because you just never know. You know, Stoke might turn over Tottenham. You know, Everton might turn over Man United, and obviously we beat Everton this season. The likes of Arsenal could get extremely lucky and beat Man City. And there are teams in there that can beat you. You just never know. But look, for me, the Man City and Liverpool games are absolute write-offs. That for me is where you play your Yedlins and your Dummets and your fringe players. You give your Hendricks your run-outs in those games and let them run around for 90 minutes and try and hold on to a 0-0. For me, Brentford, we need to go in full strength and we need to attack the shit out of them. look, they've got Ivan Toney, who's a decent player. They've got Rico
Did he play
Henry,
for
who's
us?
a good left back. Yeah, he's the one that played for us. I think went to Peterborough and did well, and then got his move to Brentford and tearing it up there. And look, they've got players that can hurt us, but at the same time, they pull out a load of shit performances too. For a team that are fighting to get promoted, they still have a lot of bad performances in them. So they're there to be had, and they're there to be beat. So you're right. Bruce is going to want to get to a semi-final so he can have the recognition of taking us to a semi-final. So he's going to go all out to do that. And I do want to get to semi-final because, look, I want to try and at least get to in some position where I can say that I've watched our team win a trophy. Whether we're going to win it or not this season is another thing. I don't believe we will. I'm 100% with Fumby there, is that we're going to get our asses handed to us even if we do get to the semi-final. But the thought of getting there is still something that I'd like to happen. I just don't want us going there with a weakened squad and then playing all those players against like a Man City and Liverpool where they're just going to get disheartened because they're going to get absolutely hammered. I'd rather Wilson, for example, and Gale go and play together against Brentford and tear it up and and Wilson add another couple of goals to his tally. That's what I'd like to see. I want to see those guys at least going in there with a bit of confidence and then rest them. I'm quite happy with going into the Man City game playing Andy Carroll and Joe Linton up front because we're going to win that game anyway.
Wow.
I'd much rather rest Callum Wilson and Dwight Gale and say, look, you got a week and a half off. Go and rest yourself. Go and have your Christmas dinner, and then come back for the Leicester game at home where we can actually, Leicester have proven they've had some mixed results recently. And they're proving that, the likes of West Ham and Fulham have beat them. So if there's any team that we can beat over this Christmas period, it's them. And I'd be saying to the likes of Wilson and Gale, go rest yourself up. Go make sure you're fresh and ready, and then we'll play then. And then we'll play ball then. That's my opinion anyway.
Right, you know what? Let's call it a day there, man, because I'm tired of talking about these guys. These guys get too much of my attention. I'm just going to sign on this note, though. Make sure you get this guy and your Christmas DVDs for Christmas. There you go. We are the Geordies. Look at this beautiful guy. I had no hair then.
That ain't you, man. That ain't you. You're Afro Thunder right now. You're Afro Thunder.
When's the Brentford game?
40. Tuesday.
Don't worry about the Brentford game, Fumby, man. Don't worry about it, man. Newcastle are losing, Brentford are winning. You're gonna be crying. I'm gonna be laughing. It's cool, bro. Don't worry about it.
If we lose that game,
full Fumby meltdown. I want to see it, like throwing things across the. I want to see you pulling out your dress.
I'll just laugh. I will laugh my ass off.
I just want to add. I just want to add about the We Are Geordies film. I don't know, Emma. I don't know if Emma or Fumby, if you've watched it. I don't know if you watched it.
I haven't watched it yet. No.
I bought it on the Sky Store the other week when it was launched out, and it's a fantastic watch. And you guys will know from the championship season with Rafa. I mean, Emmy, I know you went to a few games. I went to a few games as well, and it was a quality season. It just brought back a lot of good memories from 2016-17 when we won the league. So, yeah, 100%. It's definitely worth a watch if you haven't seen it. It is quality, to be fair.
And you never know, Pete. We could be there back soon before you know it. So it could be...
You're right.
Anyway,
look, you know what? We need to get Emmy back on more often, man.
Yeah, man. I'll come. Just let me know, buddy. Let me know when you had it, and I'll come. Obviously, I need to vent my frustration because
this is why we do it, bro. This is why we've been doing it since we started.
It's hard. Like, I'm watching it and I'm vexed from 90 minutes. Just watching the game, it's fully vexed, and I'm thinking, why am I vexed? I'm expecting this performance. I should be vexed. It pisses me off.
Mecca, that's why I'm always just laughing in the group, fam, because it's like, what else am I gonna do in it? Like, you can't criticize when you know what's coming. You're just like, oh, here we go. Here we go.
But yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for watching and listening as always, and we'll probably see you soon. Brentford's around the corner anyway, so we'll do something around that. And yeah, stay safe and enjoy the rest of your Christmas if I don't see you before then. Peace.
Cheers,
Take care,
guys.
boys. Take
See you
it
later,
easy.
See ya.